Greetings, everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of Marketing the Invisible. I'm Tom Poland, joined today by Charles Alexander. Charles, a very warm g'day from down under. Where are you hanging out?
Just north of Nashville, Tennessee, my friend.
Nashville, Tennessee. And that's, now tell me, that's like the home of country music, right?
It is the home of country music, the Tennessee Titans, and unfortunately now the bachelorette capital of the world.
That's quite an eclectic mix you got there coming on there.
It is. If you ever go downtown, you'll know what I mean.
Okay, I'll try and avoid it. Folks, Charles was invited onto the show for various reasons, but the main one is that I was just so impressed with his video explainers. If you get a chance to go to Charles's website, which is yourcharlesalexander.com, and
Very
check out
cleverly
his
named.
video. Yeah, pardon me?
Very cleverly named.
Well, it is. It's damn smart because you cover all the marketing bases, and it's less than 2 minutes, and it just does the most extraordinarily clever job of covering all the bases. So if nothing else, go to the website and check out how Charles does his video explainer videos. He's in his own right a polished content creator. He uses humor. He uses real world experiences to educate others. Our title today, Charles, is How to Use Storytelling Videos to Convert More Prospects. Our 7 minutes just starts now. Question number one is, who's your ideal client?
Ideally, Tom, anybody that is self-employed and in an advisory role. I work quite a bit with financial advisors, insurance agencies, also business coaches, but people that are in a need to not just stand out, but then clearly explain who they are or why they are different.
Right, because they don't have a physical product, right? And so tell me all about it, sort of thing. So tell us, question number two, 6.5 minutes left. What is the problem you solve? How would you articulate that?
The average advisor in almost any industry doesn't necessarily have a really clear or concise, or better yet, even a fun or interesting way to kind of describe who they are or why they're different in a short time frame. Our attention spans are gone. And if you don't believe me, thumb through Instagram or TikTok. There's a reason they'll only let reels be a minute or so long. And 81% of online traffic is now video. And a lot of the clients I work with either A, don't have video, B, they have video and it's 5 minutes long and it's a talking head video that's just kind of meandering all over the place. The problem is they have marketing pieces everywhere, but nothing ties it together. These animated explainer videos can easily tie it together and give you a really clear message.
Yeah, and yours are tight and they're concise and they're clear. So it's not just the fact that the video medium is a terrific way to engage and educate. It's also the way that you can articulate the value proposition so that people coming to a website or looking at clicking on an explainer video on an email or wherever else you can sprinkle it around, like getting at a wedding, social media, they get it real quick. I think that's the part of your magic. Tell us about the question 3, 5 minutes left. What would you say are the typical symptoms of someone who really needs to find out more about what you do? What's going on in their business where they go, oh yeah, that's me. I need to find out more about Charles's work.
Well, the marketing's probably a little bit has become a little stale, and they're unhappy with it, or they're having to reply with the same copy and paste message into email over and over. They're regurgitating the same message over and over, or worse yet, somebody says, "What is it again?" and they try to fill it with their jargon, certification, years of experience. And a lot of them know they need something like this, but they're uneasy, they're overwhelmed. This is not what they want to do. They've maybe even tried it once or twice in the past that either was really expensive, or worse yet, they did it and they didn't like the way it looked and felt. So those are the symptoms that I see quite a bit, and that's what these animated explainer videos can kind of help solve.
But I think question 4 is some of the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to solve this problem of articulating the point of difference. You've touched on one, which is the idea of let's get a video crew in here and make a really expensive video, and then it's produced and you go, because the people often doing videos are great at doing videos, but not at explaining. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make. Any other mistakes you want to touch on?
copying what everybody else is doing, and especially
Mm,
in some of the folks that I work with. Have you ever seen an old Xerox copy? And that shows you my age right there. I said Xerox instead of a photocopy. But after it's been around for a while and people make a copy and a copy and a copy, that's what happens a lot of times with the people that I work with. Somebody started off with an original, let's say, website copy or marketing materials, and it was okay then. And then 10 other people copied it. And then by the time it got down to the last person, it was just kind of sad looking. That's what happens quite a bit. And then when they're trying to, like you
right.
said, create their own video, they get frustrated. They have other things to do, or maybe perfection becomes the enemy of progress. They just run into these issues over and over.
Right. And the other thing about copying is that we never know if it works in the first place. Just
That's
look
right.
good.
That's
So
right.
let's flip this. We got under 3 minutes left. A valuable, like a top tip that
Yeah,
I mean, people are probably going to need to reach out to you for the whole solution, but it might get them started in the right direction.
sure. Before you create any video or even do any marketing materials at all, I've created it's one of my other things that guides that I give away, but I'll just tell you right here, and they'll probably need to pause and write these down. uh, I have 6 questions you should always be asking before you create any kind of script, story, or anything else, and the first two are customer base. One, who are you working with? Two, same as we're talking about here, what problem do you fix for them? Three,
Right.
then you get to talk about who you are after we know who they are. Four, why would somebody want to use you versus the competition? Five, what are the exact steps you use? One, two, three, generally, because that's where our attention span is again. And
Yes.
then lastly, number
So
six,
true.
what are the results they get from working with you?
Folks, if ever you wanted a simple marketing sequence that is powerfully effective, you got it right there. So pause, rewind that part. Question 6, let's give folks more information. Where can they go to find out more about this?
So that website you just gave them, yourcharlesalexander.com. I have a brand new guide there, right there at the bottom. 7 easy wins with video marketing. So many people have a misinterpretation of what video marketing is. On
Mm,
average, a video will not just go viral. It won't just, once you make it, it won't just start raining in the Google box
right.
and bring you all of the leads. You got to go use the flipping thing. I often relate it to like the
Yes.
Peloton bike. People can pay thousands of dollars for the Peloton bike. You ride it twice and you're not going to be in the shape you want. You have to keep using the thing. So I'm giving you 7 easy ways that you already know how to do that is
Perfect.
going to make your life easier.
So folks, www.yourcharlesalexander.com. We have no affiliate commission or monetary reason to promote this interview, folks. Charles is here for a couple of reasons, but the main one being he's got good stuff. He knows what he's talking about. So go to yourcharlesalexander.com. Charles, last question, 30 seconds left. What's the one question I should have asked you but didn't?
2 big mistakes people have when they create video. First, audio's got to be right each and every time. If you're doing it this way, get a mic, get a $40, $50 mic. I don't care. Secondly, make sure it is story based, whether it's interview style or animated. I always use Finding Nemo as my example, the East Australian current. If you haven't seen it, Tom,
5 seconds
you're
left.
not, oh, watch Finding Nemo, then you're going to know how to make a video.
Charles Alexander, thank you so much for your time. Cheers.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
Thanks for checking out our Marketing the Invisible podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes to subscribe, rate us, and leave us a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to generate 5 fresh leads in just 5 hours, then check out www.5hourchallenge.com.